Okay, so I wanted to make a video on a process that I've been using that helps me and help students solve for variables in geometry problems. This one is using a circle. And it's just like anything, if you have a process and you repeat the process, and it tends to weed out the issues, it can be successful, right? So I'm going to use a circle problem here as an example, but this one will work on, many questions, and it's worked for me for a really long time. So let's get to it. Right, so this is a 5-step process, right? The first thing you should do when given a question, so this question here is circle L is shown with a bunch of points on it, and these points are given some values, and we have to solve for x in this question. Okay, so the first thing you should do is make sure that you have a drawing to work off of. Okay, if you're trying to work out of your head, many people don't have a photogenic memory or can't really visualize the stuff in your head. And why would you try when you could just put it on paper and work through it on paper? Okay, so if it doesn't have a drawing, draw one. Okay, and when you're drawing it, make sure you're reading the scenario carefully. Read ahead in the scenario so you have an idea, like what angle measure you should be drawing and stuff like that, so it gets kind of close to accurately depict what's going on. It doesn't have to be perfect, right, but accurately depict what's going on. So like a 37-degree angle is at least acute, right, and that kind of stuff. Okay, so this one already has a drawing, so I don't have to worry about that one. Okay, now we're going to transcribe the givens onto the drawing if it's not already done. A lot of times they give you a drawing and they already have the angles on the drawings. And so we're going to transcribe those but this one doesn't. Right, so now we're going to transcribe the givens that give us in the equation onto the drawing. You got to be careful, especially with angle measures, that you don't get letters mixed up and you don't put givens in the wrong spot. That can really mess up a process. And have a method to keep track of everything you have transcribed down so you don't forget anything. Okay? So, and if you're something that's obvious, like say for instance I was given this angle here, right? This is a linear pair, so I know all these angles here. Okay? So stuff like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So I like to color code during this and during when I'm working through stuff. It helps me control the rate at which I'm working, so I focus more and it helps me not lose track of stuff as easy. Okay, all right. So it starts off with measure of arc TD. So my measure of arc TD here is 70 degrees. So that's arc TD, and it's 70 degrees. All right, now moving on to another one. My next one is arc RN. Find arc RN, and it's right here. I'm gonna do that one and transcribe arc RN onto here. Oops, why did I write RN? I know that. See, I make mistakes even during videos. That's going to be 15x minus 21. Make sure you can write it so it's legible, and make sure you don't make any transcription errors. Don't put like 15x plus 21, or you forget to write a 1 behind the 2 and make it write 15x minus 2. Right, so the next one I'm going to do is RD. I'll make that one like a pink, or I'll make it a pink. It's close to red. So RD, also known as DR, that's a pink value. And I think I have a pink pen way over here. Ugh. Yeah, it's a pink pen. So I have a pink pen right here. And that pink value is 6x minus 1. 6x minus 1, and that's pink. keep track of it in my equation up here. All right, so that's 6x minus 1. And then maybe I can zoom in so you guys can see it. I'm doing this. Yeah, that's better. 6x minus 1. Then I have nk. nk I'm going to make blue. Arc nk is 8x minus 13. So this is 8x minus 13 degrees. Right? These are all parenthetical, right? So just remember that. I guess putting them in parentheses makes sense. So that I don't forget to do that when I'm building my equations later. And then I have the measure of angle, nx k. nxk. So this angle measure, angle nxk, is 4x plus 6. Now note that I wrote it here instead of here, just because I wrote the symbol here for it, but I wrote it in its vertical angle column or area, just because I know that those are equal. Okay, so our measures are equal. Okay, so now I am done. I double check to make sure I have captured everything. There's nothing more in here. And remember, not only are my givens provided to me with numbers, they can also be given to me in more, I would say, subtle ways. Like dm could be given to me as dm is a diameter, right? And that would tell me that this arc, dm, would be 180 degrees, right? So that would tell me that, you know, whoops, I didn't make this blue. See, I just caught something. So that would tell me that this arc, that everything in here would equal 180 degrees except for like this little mk. All right, so that would be valuable information to know. Okay, so look for stuff like that as well. Okay, if I had a tangent, like say I had a tangent coming off over here at point T, and I had a radius intercepting it, right? Like maybe I had a tangent at point M, right? And I knew that point dm was a diameter. Then I would know that LM would be a 90-degree angle. Okay, but I don't have anything like that here. Those are just examples how they can give you information, valuable givens, and not like specifically tell you. Okay, so just look out for stuff like that too. That was sneaky like that sometimes. Okay, so that is done with check with number 2. All right, now the next one is really where is really important, really important step. Right, this is where really where is checking your understanding is really the second most important step, I believe, right? And it's realizing what you have going on to solve for x, right? Sometimes you don't have the information you need yet, right? Sometimes you got to figure out other things to find the information you need, right? In this scenario, I have I've filled in all the blanks to build my equation, right? So it says evaluate the drawing and make a generic equation in terms of the drawing labels. Okay, I need to know, in order for this, I know that my angle outside here, right, I'm going to call these, I don't like using angles like this. It confuses me a lot of times. So I like to name angles certain things. So I've been calling these angles out here angle gamma. That's capital gamma. Right, so the angle gamma, my outside angles formed by intersecting lines of a circle, like whether they're tangents or secants or a tangent and a secant, right? equals, right, the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. Right, so in this case, my big arc is arc RT, right? So this is arc RT. I'm going to use burgundy because it's not red and it's not pink. It's going to be RT arc. And I'm going to be minus a blue arc, my blue arc, which is NK, which is arc NK, and that's going to be divided by 2. Divided by 2. All right, so now I'm going to evaluate this and see if I have all the pieces parts to plug everything in and solve for my variable. Right? So do I have everything in RT? Yep, I have this and I have that. I have everything I need to build RT. Okay. Do I have, I don't even need RN. They just gave that to me to throw me off. Right? So I'll just ignore RN right now. Maybe I needed this, like, maybe I'll need that later to solve a subsequent question, but right now I don't need RN. Okay, do I have NK? Yep, I have NK. And do I have my angle gamma? Yes, I have a value. Whether that in that term that's in terms of my variable. Do I only have one variable? Everything is in X. I don't have anything in terms of Y. And awesome. Okay, so before I start dropping stuff in, I'm going to make this easier to deal with. Okay, I don't like fractions, right? And I'm not just dropping numbers in here. If I was just dropping numbers in here, I would go ahead and rearrange that. I wouldn't worry about rearranging this, but I'm going to be dropping variable expressions in here. So I'm going to go ahead and rearrange this. Okay, so to algebraically rearrange this thing, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, and that's going to give me 2 times my outside angle equals RT minus NK, and that's it. That's gonna get rid of my fraction. All right, now I'm at a good point where I can drop in some stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'll work on the left-hand side of the equation now. My left-hand side of the equation, that 2 is still there. And then I'm going to deal with the expression, my R, my gamma angle, is 4x plus 6. 4x, actually, I'm going to go ahead and move on here. I'm in step 4 right now. Okay, so now I move on to step 4. Okay, now I'm in step 4. Now I'm going to, this was step 4 here. Sorry, this should have been here. I algebraically manipulated for R equals RT minus NK. That's when I algebraically manipulated the equation, right? So I can easily plug numbers in and solve for X. All right, so now I'm going to substitute. Okay, you could break down this into 2 steps, plug, and then 6 would be chug. All right, so now let me go back to plugging away. All right, so 2R is 2 times, not R, sorry, gamma, is 4x plus 6 on one side equals RT. Okay, so now I'm just working with RT. RT is 6x minus 1 plus 70. All right, minus 8x minus 3. Okay, now let's work on the left again. Now it's time to distribute and solve for x. Distribute, combine like terms, all that stuff. We're going to distribute 2 positive 2 into 4x plus 6. So that's going to be 8x plus 12 equals, we'll combine like terms, it's going to be 6x plus 69, because negative 1 plus 70 is 69. Now this can be tricky here, is where it gets a lot of people. Negative 1 distributed into the parentheses is negative 1 times 8 is negative 8. Oh, I made a mistake here. Look at that. 13. There we go. 13. That was a transcription error that I made. Okay. Negative 8. Okay, and then I'm going to distribute that negative 8 into the negative 13. So, sorry, excuse me. I'm going to distribute that negative symbol into the negative 13. The negative of the negative is the positive 13. Be careful about that. That can get you. Okay, that'll get you each time. Okay, so now I will combine like terms over there, and it's going to be 8x plus 12 equals, I forgot my x, 8x plus 13. Okay, so 6x minus 8x is negative 2x, and then we have 69 plus 13. 69 plus 13 is plus 82. All right, so I got my negative sign over here. I have a positive over there. I'm going to move this over here to be plus, so 82, or 8x plus 2x. 8x plus 2x is going to be 10x. It's going to be 10x equals, and then my positive 12, so we said negative 12 equals 60. Therefore, x is going to be equal to 6. Right? So that is how we solve that one. Okay? So this is a big step here, right? This is, I think, is the most important, is recognizing like what is going on in algebra, and the rest is just algebra. Right? This is just all just algebra. Like building this equation, right? By recognizing this relationship, right? Is what is the geometry step, right? This is the geometry step, right? The rest is algebra. Okay, so I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, let me know.